Hi friends, Kaylee with Kaylee's Canvases here. I have Regan with me today, and we are going to draw some hot cocoa. Well, actually paint some hot cocoa, but I have to draw it on the canvas. So if you are going to be joining in to paint, what I'm doing is I've just got some cute small little canvases here. They're just for fun, just to paint some cute hot cocoa. Because I would really love some hot cocoa today, but we're all out. So what I got is I drew this, and I'll draw it on here to show you how easy it is, okay? So don't be a little daunted by this. You could obviously just start painting and do it freehand, or you can pre-draw it like I'm gonna do, but I'll show you. So what I'm going to do to draw this is I'm going to start off with the bottom, and I'm gonna make it slightly off center, so that way I have some room for the handle on the side. So I'm gonna come here and I'm just gonna give it a little bit of curve. All right, and I'm probably gonna go about here. I don't wanna go completely to the edges because I need to have room for the curve in my mug. All right, so I'm just drawing, and don't worry if your lines aren't perfectly straight or the way you want them to be, because we are going to be painting over this. This is just a guide. All right, so I'm gonna come up here, probably right about here, and I'm just going to give it a slight curve and come down and meet my line there, and then leaving some space over here, all right, for the handle. I'm going to come up and I'm going to curve it. I'm slightly outside of the bottom of my line because I want it to curve in like a mug would, okay, and all right, so we've got that. And now for the inside, to make it look 3D, that's why we did this curve on the bottom, all right, to make it look more 3D and realistic. We're going to give it a curve here and a curve there. So what we're going to do, we got it about you see that they're about the same height, so we're just going to come in and kind of curve it, all right. All right, and now we're going to go in and curve this. We can either go all the way in like this, or we could leave it open and for the hot, or for the Cool Whip or whipped cream or whatever you like on your hot cocoa there. I just fully connected it because I think for most people it's a little easier. Okay, so now for the hot cocoa, or I'm sorry, for the whipped cream, I can't get my words straight today. All right, we're just gonna kind of follow the line there. We want it to be a little bit rounded. All right, because it's just a fun, I love whipped cream on my, actually I like marshmallows. If you wanted to, instead of doing this, you could make little marshmallows in here too. But I do like whipped cream on my hot cocoa. Plus it's more fun to paint, I think. All right, so I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna erase this line in the middle. You don't have to, I'm just gonna do it for you so it's a little easier to see and understand. All right, and then I'm gonna come up here, give it a little point, and then go like this, just to give it some character. All right, and you can make this curve any way you want to. It can be straight up, it can be off center. Believe it or not, things that are off center are usually more appealing to the eye, unless you're a little bit of a perfectionist or an OCD person, which is okay because I tend to have a little bit of OCD too. But now I'm going to draw the handle. So you see how I left more space on this side? And you can draw your handle any way you want to. It can be any way. There's all sorts of different kinds of handles when you're getting a mug. Okay, so I've got, it kind of looks like an ear, I think. Okay, and I'm just gonna go in with that. All right, and now I want it to be sitting on a table, so I'm just gonna have a little line across on the other side, and there we have it. So we got our hot cocoa. Now, Regan said that she wants to paint something different on hers. I think because the next holiday that's coming up is Valentine's Day, I'm gonna put a little heart on my mug, but I think Regan has a different thing in mind. She wants to draw it with a pencil, so I'll let her start with that. All right, so she's gonna draw her design on there, which she really doesn't need to do. She could draw it after, but she wanted to draw it now, which is okay. All right, we've just got some different color craft paints here that we might use. So I got some pink and some purple. We're gonna need some like brownish colors, so that way I'm gonna mix these two together to get the hot cocoa color. And you just kind of play around with whatever colors you want to. So I'm gonna go in and start with my background. All right. Again, I've got my reusable plate that I use over and over again, a cup of water and paper towel and some paintbrush. I just got a flat brush and a fine liner brush. All right, so I'm gonna go in with my flat brush because you always wanna start with the background first and work your way forward. So I'll do the background, then the table, then I'll do the hot chocolate and the mug and the Cool Whip. Okay, you wanna really work whatever the depth is in your picture. All right, so for the background, I think I might do, maybe I'll do like a purple background. Not really sure. Should I do a purple background? I want to do like an off-white mug with like a red heart in the middle. So I don't know, should I do a purple background or maybe like I want it to be like to stand out. So Regan, you gonna say hi to everybody? If you are just tuning in, we are painting some hot chocolate. I can't see the comments if you're commenting because I've got the camera above me, but feel free to say hi and I'll respond to you when the video's over. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know, definitely I would love it if you could give us a like and subscribe. It will help me to know what videos you like the best and what you want to see more of. Feel free to always comment too. Alright, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit of a messy background. I like the messy backgrounds because I don't have to be a perfectionist for this. Alright, and it's okay if I overlap my lines a little because when this dries, when the purple dries, I'll be able to paint right over it with where the handle is. And as you guys all know, I always get the sides of my canvases. Just makes it look a little bit more professional. And this will actually be a super quick painting today because it's just a super small canvas. Regan was a little disappointed. She wanted to do a big canvas, but I just thought that hot chocolate would be cute on a little tiny canvas. So that's what we are doing. Oh, you're changing your whole thing, Regan.
I know.
Okay, she's definitely got something way different in mind today, that's all right, because this is just about painting with Regan. And painting with you guys too, of course. If you do want to paint this, but you don't have time right now, that's completely understandable. Just, you know, make sure you save this video or share it or whatever so you can easily come back to it. And then just, you know, come back, see what you need, get set up, and just start watching and start painting. She got some mountains behind yours. I like that.
I wanted to do a person on like skiing down the hill, but that would be too hard.
That would be pretty hard, especially with paint on this little tiny canvas. If we were doing a bigger canvas, I could see maybe. There's some yellow over here. See?
Yeah, I know. But I need like a bright yellow.
Okay. So I've got my background. I kind of am giving it a little bit of a choppy appearance. Move hers over so she has a little more space to paint. Alright, I'm rinsing my brush. And then let's see, what color do I want to paint the table? Maybe I'll do like, maybe I'll mix pink and purple for the table. I don't know why. Who has that color? Oops, sorry guys. Sorry for the wobbly camera. I don't know who has this colored table, but I think it'll be fun. And let's see. It's just gonna be like a, and I'm not really gonna mix it super good because I kind of want like some just slight differences in the color. Although it looks like it mixed pretty well. I can always add some pink into it. Alright, so what are you looking for?
Black.
Oh, I got it right here. Let's see. Almost. I'm just going to add some pink into this in a second.
Here.
Thank you. Alright, so that's a little bit more purple than I wanted in the table, but that's alright, we can work with it. Alright, so I'm going to get some pink, and I'm just going to pull it sideways to kind of make it look like it might be like some green in the wood. Maybe, and yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay. Ah, nice bright yellow sun. Regan's got a sun going on over there. Okay, so next I want to do, so we did the background and now we did the table. So next I'm going to want to do the hot chocolate. Alright, so I am going to mix up my colors. You do whatever you can get to the closest. I've got some brown, and so like I've got a really dark brown, which is a little too dark for hot cocoa, but I've got a little bit of like a it's called orange spice. It's kind of like a reddish orange brown color.
This is gonna be my
So I'm just
color.
Oh, that's a pretty color. So I'm just gonna mix these two colors together to get my hot cocoa color. So it'll give it a little bit more of a warmer hot cocoa color. I can even mix in some white if I need to. Could even maybe try it with some pink too.
I'm gonna give my background some silver sparkles.
It's a light pink, so it's close enough to brown. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I've got a nice brown here, and it's okay if it kind of mixes in with the dark and you get some swirls, because sometimes you get little swirls in your hot cocoa. Sorry if my camera's bouncing all over. I gotta get a new stand for it. It's a little, this one's a little bit beat up. Okay. So I've got my brown. And guys, I've been taking way too much paint. You can move your canvas if you want to, if it's easier than leaning over. Okay. I do have my hair dryer here if I need to dry this, which I'm thinking I might, but let me get some lighter color in here too, because I feel like it's just a little bit too dark. I'm just gonna kind of maybe swirl a little bit in. It doesn't need to be perfectly smooth. Alright, so this mug right now is filled to the brim, but what we're going to do is we're going to go over that in a little bit at the top with whatever color my mug is going to be, so that way it's not like spilling over, unless we want it to, and we can maybe put like a little drip down the edge, which would actually be pretty cute.
My mug is gonna be white.
Oh yeah? Mine is going to be like an off-white. Let me mix my paint for it actually.
I might have a whitish yellow.
Yeah. Let me see. Alright, so I'm just making an off-white, which you can really just add any colors you want, whatever you want it to maybe have a slight hint of. I just added a little tiny bit of brown and a little tiny bit of pink. You really don't need a lot when you're making like an off-white color. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna go in and start doing this, outlining my mug. And this step you can do with any brush. Because my canvas is so little, it's fine that I'm using my fine liner brush. Normally I would do it with a flat brush because it'll give me a smoother edge along here. But it's such a small canvas that I don't, and I'm pretty good at making semi-straight lines. So if you're not very good at making semi-straight lines, then you might want to use your flat brush for that step. At least going around the edges. Try to find whatever the smallest flat brush you can find is. Actually, that purple on the table gave me a little bit of a shadow around my mug, which I kind of like. Okay. I don't know if the color is coming out exact on the camera, but I'm really liking this nice off-white, kind of a super light pink color. Like seriously light pink. Be careful, Reagan, you're making the table shake. Okay. So I'm not sure how I feel about the background yet. It looks a little different while it's drying, but we can change that up if we want to. So I'm going to let it completely dry before I make any final decisions about my background. Okay. Alright. And I'm going to let this dry while I do the whipped cream. Let's see. I might even need to blow dry this. Oh, actually, no, I could do the outline around it. Alright, so I want to make the top of my mug too. I'm just going to slightly move this so I can do it a little easier. Sometimes when you've got to draw thin lines, it's easiest if you draw them up and down, so vertically. It's more natural to pull your hand down than it is to go side to side. There, and you can see how just outlining that made it look just a little bit more realistic. Again, it's not like we're going for any super realism here today, just fun. Oh, Reagan, your mug is so happy. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. And I like your little hot chocolate drip down the edge. Now I want to do the same thing. I think I'm going to make my heart first. But I gotta wait for this to kind of dry. Let's see. Do I want to change up? I think I might change up the background just a little bit because I don't really care how it looks a little too messy. Unless, let's see. Just gonna kind of mix in maybe a little pink and purple for the background. But like I said, if you can do whatever colors you want in your background, you don't have to do the same as me. I have some really nice teal colors that are always nice for like background colors, but we can do whatever we want. Wow, it is windy outside. Okay, let's see. Almost done. Hopefully that looks better once it's dry. And I was thinking about, so I'm gonna do like one big red heart in the middle here, but I was thinking about maybe even like doing tiny little pink hearts around in the background. Hearts are little hearts are actually really easy to do with a fine liner brush, and I'll show you that in a little bit. I think that'll be really cool. Bigger hearts are a little bit harder because you have to get the proportion just right, but that's alright. Even if you don't, it'll add character. And then I've also got some fun glitter paint that we can add on after too. Alright, and if at any point I'm going too fast for you, just pause me. Pause me and catch up, and then press play to start watching again. Alright, I think I am going to have to blow dry actually. I don't know, maybe I should do the Cool Whip first. Oh, okay. Did you want to tell everybody? No? Okay. Alright, I'll do the whipped cream next. So I'll just use some white. And this time I'm going to do it mostly white, but then I'll add in like a touch of gray to it. You can do black or gray because it'll be more like a shadow. You don't, like, I have that kind of like light pink that I did for the cup, but I don't want to use that because that will make it look not the right color. It won't look like whipped cream if I do that. Alright, and my hot chocolate is a little bit wet still, so I'm just being careful around the edges because I don't want to mix the brown in with my whipped cream. If you're nervous about mixing the brown from your hot chocolate in, then just wait till it's dry, or you can blow dry it. I do have a blow dryer here, but as you guys know, I don't like using that on camera because it's loud. So I only use it if I have to. Right, and I'm also kind of going, as I'm painting, I'm kind of going in the direction of however the whipped cream would come out of the can. So that way it kind of gives it more accurate shape. Okay, and can I borrow a little bit of your gray, Regan?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I've got like the tiniest touch of gray on my paintbrush. I'm just gonna mix it on my, actually I might need just a slight bit more, but I'm gonna mix it on my plate to give me a super light gray color. I'm taking very teeny tiny amounts, so that's why it's taking a while. It's better to mix too little than too much to start off with. Alright, so I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to add those shadows. And down at the bottom it might be a little hard if your paint is still wet or thick. So I might need to actually, because it's so thick, remember you can always add more, but it's hard to take away, so just be careful on this step. Alright, so I'm going to go in. There we go. Alright, so I've just got the slightest hint of a shadow, and I'll go in with just a solid gray just to add like a teeny little line just to give it some definition. Just around the edges. Okay, careful. And it's okay if your lines are a little wiggly because it doesn't come out of the can exactly perfect. It always seems to have a little bit of ripple to it. And you can make, kind of want to make one side have a little bit more shadow than the other, because that's just the way everything is with light. Everything's got a little bit more of a shadow on one side than the other. Okay, so I'm gonna add my shadow in on the right side. Okay, so you can see that more of the shadow is on the right than the left. And I kind of worked it into the shape of how I wanted the whipped cream to be, because I want it to look like swirls. And Regan, I like that. I like the colors too. Okay, so I can even add in a little bit of definition to my mug if I want to add some shadows. So I'll go in with a slightly darker pink, just slightly, and I'll just add in some shadow here. And I'm just gently and lightly just taking my brush and making some shadow here. Because this was the pink that I used before, and I lightened it up with that white to give it that nice off-white color. So there we go. Oops, went a little bit out of my line, but that's alright. I can always make the handle a little bit wider. There we go. Regan, you're being awfully quiet today. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit down below. Alright, and the thing I like, because I added some pink into it, it kind of almost looks like there's a shadow underneath the mug, which I really like because it's a natural highlight for my paint. I didn't even have to do it. Okay, I think I'm starting to like the background just a little bit better. So next I will work on the heart, and then we'll outline this, and then we will add the little tiny hearts around the edges. Regan, you're so creative. Alright, so I'm going to go in with my fine liner brush. Remember, when you're doing something like this, start small and get bigger if you want to, but you don't want to make it too big and have it be off center or lopsided, and then you're like, oh man, I gotta make it bigger to fix it, you know? So it's always good to start small and then get bigger if you need to. Alright, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect. For all we know, you have a nice handmade mug that your kids made. Alright, I like this. This heart, I didn't even have to really do much to adjust it. Maybe a little bit, but not much. Awesome. Well, that was good in the first try. Usually I have to paint my hearts a couple of times, make them bigger and bigger and bigger until I get it just right, but I think this one came out pretty well. Now you can get creative. You can, you know, just simply leave it like this, or you can add some glitter. I'm gonna add some glitter once it's dry. You always want to use the glitter glue after it's dried, or else it just kind of gets muddy. Or you could like add like an arrow going through it, which is really cute too. But like I said, I'm going to add glitter. So next I am going to outline though. So I'm just going to get a little tiny bit of black. Alright, and I'm just going to outline just some small outlines, nothing crazy or extensive. But you definitely want to have the outline because it breaks up the colors. It gives it the idea that there might be some more shadow or some depth to it. Alright, and you don't even have to go all the way around with the outline. I'm pretty much just going to do it like where I think it's most important. Alright. And as you notice, I'm turning my canvas because, like I said, it's always easier to pull your hand down than it is to go side to side. And when you do it in kind of like quick strides, it makes it a little bit straighter. This part is kind of tricky though because you've got a small canvas and some fine detail here. And remember guys, I always get the edges of my canvas. Alright, I'm also going to get a little bit of the inside of my mug here. And I'm going, if you see, I slightly went out of the circle of this, and that's just because it gives it a little bit more of a realistic 3D look. Okay, let's see, I might want to go a little bit up. I don't want it to like be connecting right there. Right. And you can always add in like some really thin little lines for more shadows if you want. Just thin, you don't want a lot. This is just to add some more character. Okay. Alright, I might even outline... Regan, do you think I should outline the heart too? I think it might look good. No?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna do a little bit under here. How much, what do you have left to do?
Outline.
Oh yeah? Oh, that's good. You got a lot of detail in yours too. Alright, so I'm just adding a little bit more shadow underneath the mug. And maybe a little bit over here where the handle would be. Alright, and I can't forget to outline.
I have to add some marshmallows.
Oh, you're going to add marshmallows too?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I should make a drip down the side of my hot chocolate mug?
I don't know. I made a crack.
I like the crack. I think that's cool. Remember from Beauty and the Beast, the little teapot, or the little teacup that was cracked? His name was Chip.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. That's cute, Regan. Okay, let's see. Almost. We're almost there. I'm just going to add in maybe a little bit of black in the background because we want to maybe make it look like there might be a little shadow around. Just mixing some colors. Okay. Alright, so I've got that, and I've only got one step left to do. Regan says I shouldn't outline the heart, but I feel like it needs to be outlined. You know what? I'll just leave it like that. And I'm going to add in my little hearts, guys. So I'm just going to take my fine liner brush. Super easy. We're going to kind of like make like V's, but we'll start off in the corner. You know, at the tops of the heart. We're just gonna push down and pull in. Like a little sweep like that. Alright, come over to this side, push down and pull in. So it's kind of like a V, but you kind of want to just not add like a lot of pressure towards the end. Most of your pressure is going to be up at top to give it kind of that bubble thing there. Okay.
I have a bag of marshmallows right next to the hot cocoa.
Ooh, that sounds good. And you can make your hearts as big or as small as you want. These ones are super easy, which I love. And they can be any different size or shape heart too. Some are wider, some are thinner. Regan, you keep shaking my camera every time you lean on the table like that. Let's see. I feel like this hot cocoa is filled with love. What do you think, Regan? You don't seem too enthusiastic today. That's all right. She's very serious today. Okay, maybe a couple more. I don't want to do too many, but I do like how it kind of looks like the hearts are coming out of my hot cocoa. Almost like the heat radiating off of my hot cocoa. Okay, let's see. And I think we're good.
I'm done.
You're done? Yeah, I think I'm done too.
Oh, I have to add.
Alright guys, well we're gonna sign this. Alright, but if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe, or hit the bell to get notifications from this if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, I would love to have you like and share this page. It really would mean a lot. And I will paint with you guys again next time. Bye.